Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we are diving into a fascinating study that explores the connection between our core personality traits and our drinking habits over time. Now, I've always been intrigued by how our personalities shape our behaviors, and this study takes that a step further by examining how these traits predict our drinking patterns. So, let's get started and uncover some interesting insights. First things first, the researchers behind this study wanted to understand if specific personality traits could predict whether someone would fall into a frequent or infrequent drinking category over a 5-year period. To do this, they analyzed longitudinal data from a large dataset tracking adult residents of Japan from 2019 to 2023. The final sample included 14,271 participants, and at the start of the study, they completed a standardized personality assessment based on the Big Five model. This model groups personality into 5 broad categories: extraversion, agreeableness, conscientiousness, negative emotionality, and open-mindedness. Now, one of the key findings was that people's drinking habits remained largely stable across the 5 years. The analysis revealed 4 distinct groups of drinking frequency: abstaining or drinking very infrequently, drinking about once a month, drinking weekly, and consuming alcohol almost daily. Interestingly, higher scores in extraversion consistently predicted membership in the high-frequency drinking groups. This aligns with past research suggesting that outgoing individuals often find themselves in social situations where alcohol is present. On the other hand, higher conscientiousness was associated with lower odds of belonging to the intermediate monthly or weekly drinking groups, compared to the abstinent group. The researchers suggest that the specific facets of conscientiousness, such as orderliness and persistence, might differentiate intermittent drinking from more clearly routinized behaviors. Highly disciplined individuals might simply avoid casual, occasional drinking habits. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Participants who scored higher in agreeableness and open-mindedness were more likely to fall into the intermediate monthly and weekly drinking categories. Negative emotionality was the only Big Five trait that did not show a statistically significant relationship with drinking frequency class membership. So, what does this tell us? Well, it suggests that personality traits play a significant role in predicting drinking habits, but it's not the only factor. Demographic factors, such as gender and household income, also played a substantial role. Now, one thing that immediately stands out is the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The study spanned this unusual period for social behavior, which might limit how well these specific drinking trajectories apply to normal circumstances. The researchers noted that members of the monthly, weekly, and daily groups did show a slight decline in drinking frequency after 2020, which is likely a result of the pandemic disrupting typical social routines and restricting access to bars and restaurants. Now, I think what makes this really interesting is how it challenges our assumptions about personality and drinking habits. For instance, we often assume that extraversion leads to higher alcohol consumption, but this study shows that it's not that simple. It's the combination of extraversion and the social nature of drinking events that drives the association. Similarly, conscientiousness doesn't necessarily mean lower drinking habits. It's the specific facets of this trait that matter. In my opinion, this study highlights the importance of considering cultural and environmental factors when studying personality and behavior. Drinking habits are heavily influenced by local culture, social norms, and public policy, so findings from Western populations might not apply everywhere. In Japan, for instance, opportunities for early medical intervention regarding hazardous drinking are often limited in primary care settings, so identifying at-risk groups could help public health officials design better targeted strategies. Now, one thing that many people don't realize is that this study doesn't establish a causal relationship between personality traits and drinking habits. It only highlights long-term correlations. Future studies could incorporate more objective measures of alcohol consumption, capturing both the context of drinking events and exact quantities consumed. Additionally, Comparing these results with different cultural populations could clarify how universal these associations between personality and drinking truly are. In conclusion, this study provides valuable insights into the complex relationship between personality traits and drinking habits. It challenges our assumptions and highlights the importance of considering cultural and environmental factors. So, the next time you find yourself in a social situation where alcohol is present, take a step back and think about how your personality traits might be influencing your drinking habits. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating insights.